recruiting animal here on August 27th. 2025. A minute ago, I asked who's the first genius who's going to show up to entertain us today. And look at this. It's Ernie Marino, the food industry recruiter.
Uh-oh.
Okay, one way to interview, I found, I was reading some stuff about William F. Buckley. Remember him? You're old enough to remember, okay?
Yep.
Did you ever see his show on PBS?
Every once in a while, I'd watch it, yeah.
Okay, you can watch them on YouTube now if you're interested.
Oh.
The guy wrote a biography of him recently, and he said he was a predatory listener. I love that term, predatory listener. But I wonder if that suits recruiters, because to me it means, what did he say? I can't remember. I don't have the exact quote, but it means you're listening clearly. You're looking for holes in the other person's story or faulty logic. So you can essentially, give them a hard time after he or she tells you something. So I think a recruiter has to be alert to that, but maybe they have to use a velvet fist. And I think William F. Buckley did that because, the way he talked was, he sort of had a close, I don't know. Anyway, do you think you have to be honing in on the flaws in what the candidate says?
Yeah, I think you do. It's you hone in on that, but it's the whole art of listening. And I think it's one of those things where I saw. Funny you brought this up because I just saw a video on YouTube about, it's a guy that despised, a CIA guy that just.
Oh, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like him, but go ahead, tell us.
But he talked about, you gotta be, if a guy's a liar, there's good liars and bad liars. And a lot of it depends on how they grew up. If you grew up in a defensive home where you had to lie to get from getting the shit beat out of you by your parents or whatever, he said, you always lied. If your parents lied, you learned to lie. And he goes, and then there are some that are really, really good at it and some that are really, really bad at it. And he goes, and what you do is you listen. And one way of telling the good from the bad is you go back and you, in the art of listening, you end up asking them a question like, hey, you said that it was going to be 30%. And they'll go, yeah, no, yeah. And their facts are wrong. Now, a real good liar will have those facts right. And they'll not necessarily go into facts. A bad liar will tell you facts and not remember them.
Okay, so a good liar has no internal contradictions in his or her story. And one of the things the predatory inquisitor or interviewer is doing is looking for those internal contradictions in the other person's story. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then he says the CIA trains you to do that. And a good liar talks less than a bad liar. Because a bad liar.
Okay, but when you're in there's a difference between having a prisoner you've captured in Afghanistan in a black site somewhere in Egypt or something like that, and the people we interview. Okay, so I think one of the key things, I believe you have to do the exact same things that a predatory listener does, but once you've brought those contradictions to the person, how can you keep them from getting defensive and hating you, okay? And saying, you know what, Ernie, you're right. I'm contradicting myself, but I don't feel bad. I appreciate you bringing it up, even though I realize it might cost me an opportunity.
Well, it goes back to you being able to spot that. Well, you make the decision whether or not you want to represent them or not. Because those kind of things are things that'll end up maybe getting them fired within the first 30 days.
Okay, let me ask you this though: if the person does, say something that's not true, obviously contradicting himself, or just there's holes in the resume, okay, and when you ask, what was the logic for the move from this to that, and you can tell they're stalling. They don't have a good story made up. Even if they have a story, it might be not make sense, like you're suggesting. Okay, when you start picking holes in that, okay, what do you expect? Or how do you tell the person, I'm not interested in you anymore?
I basically was telling him, you know what, I don't think it's going to work out.
Why
And
not, Ernie? Why not? What's wrong with me? I think I'm a great
well,
candidate.
I think because there are things you're telling me that don't make sense to me. And for me to be able to present you, I have to really believe in what you're saying. And I don't find that happening because of what you're telling me.
And have you actually used those words when you've talked to people?
Yeah, no, I did. There was a guy that called me over the weekend. He called me on Sunday and he goes, "Hey, this is Caleb Johnson." And I go, "Hey, Caleb, how you doing?" He goes, "Well," I go, "What can I do for you?" He goes, "You don't know who I am?" And I go, "No." He goes, "Well, you sent me an email. You sent me a text." And I go, "I'm sorry, I just don't remember." "Well, why wouldn't you remember?" And I go, "Hey, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, it's Sunday. I'm not in front of my computer." He goes, "Well, you can only remember with," you start just all this confrontation stuff. And I go, I think it's probably better that we don't work together because I don't think this is going off in the right direction. And I don't want to deal with this right now. So maybe, I wish you the best. You have any questions, give me a call. But for right now, let's just put it on hold. And that was pretty much it. And then
And what did he say when you said that?
he said, "Well, maybe we should talk on Monday." I go, "Maybe we should, but you decide that." But it's not working right now, and I don't feel it. And he goes, "Okay."
Okay, so that ended fairly quickly, but that was a really different situation. A very interesting story. Let me say that. I'm glad I heard it. But that was a different situation. I mean, this guy was a jerk. Okay, he was a bully. He was aggressive. He came in with a chip on his shoulder. Who'd want to work with him? Unless sometimes, he might call you. Yes, did he call you back yesterday or anything? What happened? No.
He was a sales guy, and I don't really like doing sales people. So,
Okay, well, wait. I hope Rich or Tommy come and we'll throw that at them. Okay, but okay. Well, why? Tell me about that. Why don't you like doing salespeople? And
because I prefer the operations people, the production people. The sales people always know each other, and they always hire like Rich does startups, which is a different story. But
really,
but
I don't think so.
Well, no,
Go
but I mean, when you work with a regular company, that's not starting up. These guys go to the conferences, they go drinking together, they know each other, and
Mhm.
they hire the people that they know. In startups, it's a whole different situation. You're like fishing, you're like getting new people in there. They're investors, they're trying to build their team, and Rich is really good at figuring that out. And he can take A and move them to B. But for the most part, a lot of these guys that I
Okay,
know,
this guy, what you're saying, this guy came in, he was aggressive and rude, okay? And he didn't realize, especially even as a salesperson, that you might send out a mass email or something like that. And you call so many people, you might not remember everybody. Although someone might fault you for that, Ernie. Mind you, it was a Sunday. They would say, look, don't answer your phone on Sunday if that's the way, if you're not ready to handle that call.
but
Okay.
the whole thing is, you talk to somebody and you try, it is a Sunday, but you try to just be as polite as can be.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you've got to have your own style of what you want to work with.
No, but should someone you contact feel bad when you don't remember their name, even though you got in touch with them?
No, not really. I mean, there should always be a reminder because they don't remember everybody they meet in their life. And
Okay, you didn't just meet them; you approach them. That's different.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you do that for a lot of people. That's the nature of our business.
Okay, they might not understand it. Although, if you're a sales rep, you should. Okay.
But yeah, you should, and then you try to explain to them how it works, because that's the whole thing. People don't understand what we do and how we do it, and a lot of people say, "Well, can you find me a job?" No, I can't find you a job. I can search, I can identify jobs, but I can't get you a job.
Yeah, let me go, but before I forget, I want to go back to our original topic. This one was different. You were dealing with what I'm going to call an aggressive person, and you had every right to say, "Look, I don't want to work with you." But what if there's somebody who's polite? You're going through the resume together. You're interviewing him or screening him or her, and they say stuff that doesn't make sense. And you tell them, look, I think you said this before. Now you've said something different. I'm not happy with that. And so you want to tell them, I don't want to work with you for that reason. You're making stuff up. Okay. How do you do that? I want to hear how you do that, because you say that's what you do.
I would tell them, hey, look, I've talked to you for a minute. I'm not sure if I could find you anything. I think
No. You're recruiting somebody for a specific job. You're not
Right.
You're not hunting for them. Okay.
Right, but I mean, it says for this particular position, I don't think it's going to work out, and let me tell you why. I think you've given me answers that I know my client's not going to be happy with, and I'm telling you right from the start, it's not going to work.
What I answer those, Ernie? You're making me feel bad. Why?
Well, I'm making you feel bad, but I'm telling you, let's take an example, and I'll give them an example and say, you told me this, and then you came out with this. So I'm not sure whether you're telling me the truth or not. And I'm being very honest with you.
So you'll actually tell them, I don't know if you're telling me the truth.
Yeah. And then sometimes, let's go back a little bit to that. Sometimes they'll say, well, I left my position. Like, what was your last, why did you leave your last position? Well, I left that because we had a mutual agreement. And I go, bro, sister, I'm going to tell you, there's never a mutual agreement. And tell me the real reason why. And they will say, okay, well, let me tell you what's going on. And this one guy told me, he said, hey, look, I left because there was some product that the plant manager wanted to run, and I thought it was not good. And it was going to get people sick. And that's why. I said, then we better figure out how to phrase that better. Because to say just simply, I had a disagreement with the plant manager or whatever leads to confrontation. But if you can be somewhat honest about it and say what your thoughts were, it's an ethical situation. And that's all I can say about it right now.
No, that's a great answer, actually. It was an ethical situation. Unless the client wants to do something similar, they don't want any goodies working.
And it's always understood that if you say something wrong, or say, they're going to say, well, he's talking bad about his last company, he's going to talk bad about me when he leaves this company. So you got to do it in a way that says, I'm got to be respectful to the other company, because it sends a message.
I find that's always a problem for me, because everybody says one of the questions you have to ask is, when did things go wrong, and how did you solve the problem? And if the clients will tell you. And if they tell you that nothing's ever gone wrong, the project's never gone off the rails, whatever, they're lying, and I don't want to see that person. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's like the question, what's your biggest weakness?
No, it's different. Let me finish my point. So, the point here is that you're always never supposed to say that you didn't like your boss or you had a conflict with your boss. Okay. But that's obviously not true 90% of the time when you're leaving your job, or 50% at least. So whenever it's mutual agreement and some kind of bullshit, okay,
yeah,
I don't know why everybody is encouraged not to say, I couldn't get along with my boss, he was a micromanager. That's not the way I like to work. Okay, and then just what you said, then the clients, employers are going to actually, this guy doesn't get along with bosses and he's going to complain about me. I don't think that's necessarily true, but you seem to think it is.
It's a sign that people look at. They try to see whether or not you're a troublemaker, whether or not you're going to be a difficult employee to supervise, and whether or not you're going to be too opinionated.
Okay, but don't they see? Okay, they don't see that this. There's always friction between a management and. Let me hold on one second. This thing has got, okay, let's see. Okay. It pops up that Tommy Alacio wants to join the group. And then there's another pop-up on top of that from Google Meet that blocks me from clicking it. It's so crazy. And now he hasn't even appeared. So I don't know if I clicked him out when I had to click out the top layer. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, Tommy, you get your, Ernie did it successfully. He got his face in the right place. Can you do that too? I mean,
You got to back
why
up a
are,
little. Back
why
up a
are
little.
you always, screwing up your position in the picture frame? Okay.
You're like this.
Look, if you make faces like that, I'm going to put that for sure in the picture for the.
I mean, so what
There
is
you
wrong
go.
with
No,
my?
no, put yourself in the center. Oh, there you go. You're a little higher, please. Okay, a little higher. Yes, that's it. Very
Could
good.
you go change your shirt? Some little Hawaiian.
No, I don't mind this shirt. That's okay. That's okay. Even though he chose to have a cloudy, sad-looking day behind him, that's
No,
his
that's a
choice.
beach. That's the ocean.
That's the ocean.
Look at that.
That's actually
really?
That's actually Rocky Point in
I
Hawaii.
guess it's my glasses. Okay, here's the thing we're talking about, Tom. If a recruiter is a predatory listener, I want you to get that phrase in your mind. Predatory listener. You have to look for the inconsistencies in a candidate's story or a client's when they tell you one thing, then later on they contradict themselves, or something they're saying and their explanations doesn't seem to make sense to you. Okay, and you have to challenge them on that. So a recruiter does have to be a predatory listener. But how predatory do they have to seem when they come across, when they challenge the other person on that issue? Hey, you said this, now you're saying that. I don't like that, okay? So we're actually talking right now about how you deal with a contradiction. And what Ernie said, he does this. He says, look, I don't think we can work together anymore. Okay, I don't think it's going to work out. And if they ask him why, he'll say, I don't think you're telling me the truth. You told me this and you told me that. Now, Ernie has a virtue I've pointed out many times before, although it was a long time ago. Okay, he's so relaxed. Okay, he's just so laid back that it doesn't hurt you so much when he says something. Because he's so easy about it. I'm not easy. Okay. Anyone who watches this show knows I'm a bit hyper. It's not going to come out like so. I'm going to make you feel nervous. Hey, I don't like what you're saying.
I don't like you.
Yeah. Okay. But the thing is, you don't want necessarily the person to hate you. I mean, I don't like it when people feel defensive and they, feel bad either. Okay. So what do you think about that? How do you deal with, do you believe you have to be a predatory listener? I'm sure everybody would agree, but I'll leave that up to you. And what do you do when you see that they've got contradictions in their story, or, oh, hey, look who's here?
So
go ahead.
It depends on the contradiction, right? So if it's something simple, then I'm not going to call it out. But if it's significant, like, I sold 7 million 5 years in a row, and then our next conversation, you sold 2 million 5 years in a row, we're getting called out, right? So I think you absolutely have to be, and that's why I record my calls.
How do you call them out? That's a question. How do you call them out?
Hey, you told me on our last conversation you sold 5 million the last 5 years in a row. Now you're saying it's 2.
Oh, hold on. You gave yourself an out. That was the last conversation. I'm talking about 2 minutes ago. Okay. Hey, or 5 minutes ago. You said, hey, you just said this.
Again, 5 minutes ago. Hey, wait, back up for a second. We were just talking and you said you sold 5 million. Now you're saying you're 2. Explain that to me. I don't understand this question. It seems like common sense.
No, it isn't. Okay, but there's a follow-up question. When that person can't come up with a good answer.
He is saying, hey, this guy in the last conversation said number X. This conversation is saying number Y. Which one's the truth?
Yeah, this is like I don't know. I feel like this is such a common sense thing.
And so
I'm having a conversation. If you tell me something, if you tell me A, and then 5 minutes later you tell me B, I'm going to go back to say, why did you say A? I don't know how this is hard.
So if you don't get that answer satisfied to your satisfaction, what do you say?
Yes. Yeah.
If it's
how do you deal with it? What do you deal with it?
At that point?
Ernie says, I tell the guy, I'm not working with you. Okay.
I mean, I guess this is one of the things I don't think I've ever had happen where a guy told me one thing, said another, and then doubled and tripled down. And we got
I'll point something out for Rich. He said we talked about Rich, of course, before he showed up here. And Ernie said, that's why I don't like dealing with salespeople.
I just got off the phone with a sales guy.
They're the best. One lie after the next.
Go ahead, Rich.
That's why you need Cluely. That's exactly why you need Cluely to
That,
check the
dude,
fact
that
check.
is so awesome. I used it today again. It works. Do you know it works on your computer if you have
We
the
don't know
iPhone?
what you're talking about, okay?
It works
Oh,
on your
it's
screen.
amazing. It works
We
on
don't- Is this
anything.
Rich's big project? Is this what it is?
No, it's a
Wow.
guy he introduced me and Dom to, and yeah, I'm not even going to go anywhere because I think I don't want anybody else to know about it.
I know, seriously. It is the coolest note taker on the market. So
Hands
basically,
down.
yeah, I mean, so
It
not
blows
only-
away MetaView, Fathom, Quill, all of them. And I told the guy when I was on the phone with him, Loxo has an open API, like, and so do
Yeah.
a lot of the other places. Contact them, and you could go right into the notes. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
I already put him into contact with a bunch of these guys, other ATS like Creelate and others, because same thing. I'm like, it would be that much better. He's working on Salesforce and stuff, and I gave him a guy that actually can do the API connection to Creelate and get it done for me quickly.
It's so amazing.
He actually closed a $2.5 million deal. They have a big enterprise client that bought it.
Oh, good for them.
What is
That's fantastic.
Oh.
What is it?
So it clearly is. It's a note taker, but it also not only can fact check people in real time, it can tell people what. It can give you the follow up questions, like if Ernie asked me something about, like, hey, about your quota, like you just give this number about, hey, you said you sold $4 million. It will give me a question that may pop up and say, hey, well, ask the guy how he hit his number, or how did he do this? And then it could also give you insights. Hang on, Ernie. It'll give you insights to other things. It'll tell you what questions to ask. It will also tell you at the end of it, it'll give you the summaries. You can do all the AI stuff, and it'll also tell you what you did right, what you did wrong, how you can improve, things like that. From a sales
Does it fill the space of being not a great listener for you?
Oh, 100%. Like, honestly, I'll play games on my phone while this thing's recording.
But hold on a second. I get confused if I have to listen to my own brain and this helper at the same time. I don't know how those people, those newscasters, do it. They have the earplug in. Ask them,
These are young guys here,
Yeah.
Animal.
Exactly.
Their mind still works.
Oh, yeah.
So, Animal, when
You're only
you're
52.
multitasking like that, what's the one thing that reliably helps you to focus or stay present?
If you
I can't focus on two things at once, okay? And if I'm listening to Cluely, I can't listen to myself.
you don't have to listen to it. It's just
I
on
got
the
it.
screen.
So when you need to lock in on one thing, what do you usually do first to clear distractions? Like
Pick a riddle.
turning off a game or an environment?
Yeah, exactly, Ernie.
No, but hold on a second.
Well,
What
Mexican magic.
Ernie's going to say now is, look, you guys, I asked you a question and you diverted, okay? So you wouldn't have to answer it, okay? Tommy Pistachio or Richie Rosen. You know,
You're right. I
these-
diverted. What was the question you wanted us to answer so we can come back to it now?
well, and I, for
If
one
you had it
thing,
recorded, you wouldn't know.
if
I'm
Rich
using
Berry-
Cluey. I'm using Cluey to respond to his questions.
okay.
Love it.
If you
Love
caught this guy and said, look, you said $2 million 10 minutes ago, now it's 4, I don't want, Ernie would say, I don't think we can work together. What do you say?
And solely based because he's lying to you, and you know that, and you caught it. What do you say? And don't look
Come
at
on,
Cluely.
either one of you, okay?
Look
Yes,
at
The
me.
number
it's
moved
not.
from
Who
2
are
to
you
4
asking
million in
me about?
10 minutes. That kills trust for me. I'm going to pass and work with people who want to keep their word.
Okay, no, that's going to make the guy defensive. He'll get angry at you. You don't care about
Well,
that,
Cluey's
right?
telling me to say it. Sorry.
You're gonna be like that guy on one of the.
You know, I could do the show
The Liar.
myself with Cluely. I don't
Yeah,
need
you
you
could.
guys, I guess. Eh?
That's great. You know what? You should do a whole show with you just talking to ChatGPT,
Yeah, thanks.
having a whole conversation, asking all the questions you do, and have
This-
ChatGPT give you the
This
answer.
guy said,
This
well,
thing is
he's
so
angry.
amazing. And I,
You know,
know, like,
guys,
I just read word for word, but this thing is so amazing because what it's telling you makes sense, so you can adjust it to your own voice, and it doesn't really interrupt you because it's right here on the screen, right in
like
front
a
of me, in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
know
a
what?
teleprompter.
But it also, you can actually customize it for like Tommy's way of recruiting or this company's sales business.
You
or
can add
your meeting.
documents to it, and I got him to talk about adding prompts. So when you do the summaries, it'll do a prompt summary you want. If it's a meeting, if it's an interview or whatever. There's so much potential.
So I
Okay.
told what I'm telling you, hang on, Annabelle, get your own show. The
Did Cluely tell you to say that?
no, but I told him, I'm like, dude, if you could add, before I get on a call with someone, I can put the resume into Cluely and have it give me questions to ask about the resume, gaps, earnings, whatever, or job descriptions that that a company's going to talk. I'm going to talk to a new client potentially about. And then it gives you all the questions to ask for that, and then the training afterwards, what you did right or wrong for a new recruiter.
And this shit is $20 a month.
$100 a year.
$100 a year. I signed up for it like the first time I've ever signed up for something like that because it was so impressive.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to get stuff free and
I got
whatever.
I got the equity.
Yeah, I get the equity. And dude, I want to white label it and make it for recruiters only. I think like a side project where we just white label this, call it something else,
Oh, it's
and do
not
it for
just for
recruiters.
recruiters. It's for
Oh,
any
no,
kind of
it's-
sales.
We didn't even know it was good for recruiters till we got on calls
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. One thing though is I talked to Ernie for 10 minutes before you guys showed up, and I'm going to reverse what Ernie said about you. He said, you guys are so young, okay? But no, they're not so young, so that's why they probably
You guys are
don't.
so old, Ernie. God,
They
I'm 53.
probably don't need Cluley. I believe I would trust Rich and Tommy before I would trust Cluley to do a new interview.
But
Okay,
it depends. You see, well, we don't know about these guys, even though they're young. I don't know what the hell they did. I don't know what the hell they did in college and their younger high school days.
So maybe
I
it's
don't use it
maybe
as a prep and a dreamy fuel. It's not a crutch.
It's not doing it for you. It's taking notes like any other note taker. It just gives you so much more information.
That's not how you
Better
described
questions,
it.
tighter
That's not how you
follow-ups.
described it, okay? You said
Yeah.
it's putting words in your mouth. I can see where for a new recruiter it will be great, but for guys like you, I don't see the point. Go ahead,
That
Ernie.
sounded like an answer that, hey, we're breaking up, but it's not about you, man.
Yeah, really.
It is about you.
It is about you.
Who said that? Someone said it when you're
I
bringing
did.
a girl.
I
You're bringing a
did.
girl
I
by
heard-
something. Is it you?
I
It's
heard
not
the
me.
guy
It's
say
you.
that.
And you
Yeah.
say, yeah, it is you. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. It's all you.
Yeah,
Psycho.
So is that what you
did
said?
like this about you.
The candidate who lies or the client who's giving you the job order and they tell you two different stories? I don't think I can work on this. It's not about you. It's not about you.
But I mean, listen, but you don't even have to get in the argument with these guys. Just say, hey, let me see what I can do. And then the candidate, you just tell the client, hey, this guy's not the right guy. Or
That's
even
right.
better,
That's a dodge. I was. You
it's-
can
but
say,
it's-
no, look, leave it with me. I'll skip back to you. And then, but Rich, what happens when you come back and say, they weren't interested, and they say, well, Rich, why not? I think I'm a great candidate. Why would they?
The words will say is, hell, I'm going to sue them.
Yeah, exactly. I've had that too.
Yeah.
Years ago, I had a guy do that. Age discrimination. The guy was 41. He wanted to say age discrimination. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
They always tell me, hey, if you're over my age, I guess shit.
Yeah, I was like 41 years old. Age discrimination. You're a moron. Good Lord. But
Hold on a second. Let's try to hone in on this one thing, okay? Rich did the dodge that I thought of right away as well. You don't tell the person, I see you're a liar. I don't want to work with you. You say, okay, leave it with me, and I'll get back to you when I talk to the client.
It really
you get back to them and
depends.
say,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
no,
not a
wait,
black and
wait,
white
let me
question.
finish. You
oh,
get
God,
back
this
to
is
them and
taking
you
too long.
say,
I'm going to take a Ritalin so I can listen to this long
Yeah.
question.
you get back to them and you say, there's no interest, and they say, Rich, why not? Why?
Oh my
is there
God,
no
get to the
interest?
question.
No interest in me,
No.
Rich. Come on.
Listen, there's two things, plenty of things you can do. One, you do the dodge. Two, you just send them a quick note, say, hey, listen, sorry, they found someone else, not interested. You don't want to deal with it. Or you just tell the guy, hey, listen, these numbers don't add up, man. Explain to me.
And I don't want to deal with you. Where's the breakup, Rich? Come on, don't dodge
This
it.
is not hard.
Yeah.
This is
How do you
not
break up?
hard.
It's not you.
It's
It's
not
me.
hard. I don't know why you guys are getting.
No, this is
hard.
animal. This is all animal.
Simple. It's simple.
No, it isn't.
Hey, yes, it is.
You guys
you told
won't
me
answer
one
the
thing.
question. It's you,
But you
not
don't-
me.
Because
Okay.
you're trying to pick a fight with someone, you don't need to pick a fight for because you're not.
Yeah,
gonna
you
do
just
that
say,
anyway.
hey, this isn't going to work out. You're an idiot. You're lying to me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't get this. Like, if someone's lying to you and they're going to triple and double down and say, oh, no, I never said that. And you can rewind the conversation, go to Cluey, go to Fathom or whatever and say, no, you said this. And now you're saying that. And they want to triple down. Dude, see you later.
I want to hear your exact words because I don't believe you would do that to how you just told us.
If a candidate said to me, I have a civil engineering degree and my PE, and then 20 minutes later in the conversations, I get his resume and it says he didn't finish his civil engineering degree. He's got his EIT. I said, why did you tell me this? I didn't say that. I said, dude, you just said this. No, I didn't. Well, maybe I'm an idiot, but I can rewind the conversation because I've recorded anything. Do you want to hear it? Because I'm going to do that. So do you want to basically tell me what happened, why you said that? I didn't say that. Dude, we got nothing to talk about. Have a nice bye, click. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to fight with him or nothing. But if he said something like that, it's so easy to fact check. We're done,
Okay,
man. We're
but, you know,
done.
Ernie, look what he did. Two things. First, he told us bluntly that he'd hang up on somebody. But first, he picked the worst kind of lie, not a subtle lie at all.
What is
You
a subtle
just lie,
Give
you
me
know,
a
he-
subtle lie. Give me a subtle lie that's worth hanging up or cutting a candidate
Well,
over.
Ernie's example, which I told you already, is that I sold $2 million here, and then all of a sudden it's a different number later on in the conversation.
What's the
Ernie,
number?
that's
What's the different number? What's the different
2
number?
and 4.
How did your dude? You told me 2 million. Now you're telling me 4 million. Explain that to me. Why did you say 2 and now you're saying 4? Was it last year? This year? Is it a different product? I'm going to dig down on that. And if he keeps saying no, I never said 2, then he's an idiot. But most likely when he was saying, oh, I meant 4. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say 2. I said 4. I was looking at my calculator or whatever.
Okay,
Like-
so but one of the things here is your tone was quite aggressive when you it was like a predatory listener. You honed in on him, Ernie Wright. He came in tough and rough and ready.
Again,
Am I
this
right?
has never
about that?
happened to me before. But if we were having a conversation and it's an interview, and like this guy I just talked to, he told me what he sold, right? And if he had said 2 million, and then a little while, 10 minutes later, as we're talking, he says 4, I would back go time out real quick. Hey, man, Ernie, you said 2, and now you're saying 4. Which one's right?
Let me change
And,
this.
and he should at that point should say, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I meant to say 4. I don't know why I said 2. I must have been looking at my calculator. Yes, if you want to see it, I sold 4 the last 3 years in a row." Like that's how that conversation would go, in my opinion.
So wait, you worked in bars, so you dealt with a lot of liars there.
Yeah.
How'd you deal with the liars there?
You never call them out because they're customers. You want their tips, and you let them move on, right? But again, I'm not being. The difference would be, Ernie, is that somebody's going to pay me $25,000 for Rich Rosen. I'm going to make sure everything's right. Someone's buying a fucking cocktail and give me a $3 tip. They could tell me they're the president of Timbuktu, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
Rich, well,
different
you were
thing.
dodging it by pretending you were on the phone. You didn't have to answer. Tommy
No,
said,
he was looking at that Cluely.
yeah. Tommy said he just hang up on the person if they cost
If
me.
it was
Hang
so
up. Okay.
so absolutely egregious.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they argued with me and said, no, I never said that, and you're lying or whatever. And I used the example, Rich, of I have my PE and my civil engineering degree, and then I get his resume and he doesn't.
He's basically calling you a liar at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, again, I can't believe how long this conversation has been. But basically, yeah, seriously, talking about making something out of nothing. The end of the day, if the guy's a liar, you just say, "Listen, let me get back to you." That's it, and you never get back to him. If you, or you just call the guy out and say, "Listen, I can't work with you. It's just you just don't align with my kind of clients."
I already hate this guy, and we don't even know him.
They're
I
not
know,
really,
seriously.
and the lies that they're coming up with could be just people misspeaking.
Exactly.
Right? So I've
or
never
it's
had
like,
a candidate bold-faced lie to me, and then me find it out, and then him call him out on it, and him double down or triple down. It's never happened in 27 years.
Like I one of these guys I work out with. This guy, he says he played football at Wisconsin. He went to on his resume. It says he went to Wisconsin for 4 years. Never said he graduated, but it does say he went there for 4 years. Is that a lie? Would you kick him out? What would you do?
I mean, like, so it didn't. Okay, if his resume doesn't say he didn't graduate, and he went there. For
he never
4 years,
claimed it. He never claimed to
I'm
graduate.
okay with that, and I'll
The
just
guy's
say,
still
hey,
making $350,000
you didn't
a year
finish
as a head
your
of
degree,
customer
right?
success.
No, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And if the client brings it up, hey, does he have a degree? No, he doesn't. He went there for 4 years, never actually got his degree, but he's selling $8 million. Does that really matter to you? No, it doesn't. Okay, wonderful.
Dude, this guy's the head of a robotics, head of customer success for a robotics company.
Why
Yeah,
was
so
he
is it-
so stupid as to spend 4 years there and not get his degree?
He played football.
Alcohol
He actually made it to the pros.
is omitting lying.
He didn't lie. That's the thing. He never said he graduated.
It's a sin of omission. That's what Tommy's saying. It was a sin of
Yeah,
omission.
lying by omission.
It's a sin that the person didn't read the resume properly.
Yeah.
I had a guy who was one class short, and he said he had a degree. They followed up on it. They said he doesn't have a degree, and he goes, "Oh, I thought I could get away with it."
Which is so stupid anyway. Like,
Mine
after
said
how many
where I went to
years?
school but no degree.
Yeah,
Because I dropped out too.
But but seriously, how dumb is the whole degree thing anyway? Especially nowadays. But after if you're in the work world for 10 or 15 years, who the hell cares?
Yeah, really, it's absurd.
I mean,
but
like, what did you learn? What did you use that you learned in college? I would tell you
like,
nothing.
as an engineer, you need to have a degree,
Yeah,
right?
and-
As a pilot, right? Accountant, a lawyer. I get it.
But there's certain, yeah, I mean, certain certification groups you need one. But overall, 76% of people do not work in a field related to their major in college, which tells you how useless college really is. Like, dude, my daughter just did her semester abroad, taking like drinking Spanish wine and travel classes. Paid full price for the semester. And how was that a value to the college education?
What they say is it shows you can finish something and that you learn. I mean,
Or
let's
it
be
shows you're an
realistic.
idiot
A
'cause
high
you
school
can try
grad
50
versus a
100
college
grand.
grad can write better. He can.
Okay, I
articulate
want to move
better.
on from
I mean, there are
that.
minor things that I
you're
would
boring me
disagree
now.
with.
I'm having my ADHD.
Extremely minor
Rich.
things.
Okay,
Extremely minor. We'll just block them out.
Yeah.
So I
Extremely
want,
minor.
here's a question I've been wanting to ask Rich for a long time. And since you brought up your daughter, I'll use her as the
There you
example.
Uh-oh.
In my high school, we
We're
had a
sticking to the liar stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Let me get my clue going. Hang on a
in
second.
my high school, we had a family of nice people. Their last name was Posen. Okay,
Mhm.
if your daughter married a guy named Bob Posen, would she call herself Madeline? Was she Maddie? Is that her
Maddie,
name?
yeah. Madison,
Maddie Posen-Rosen or Maddie Rosen?
yeah. Knowing her, knowing her, she would do the Maddie Posen-Rosen.
Yeah, that would be a great name.
That's
Maddie
really funny.
Rosen
I think-
Posen.
My wife goes by Japalatio.
What?
My wife goes by a hyphenated name.
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah,
her,
my name's really hard to spell.
yeah,
She
but
was
what's
a
the
teacher.
half of her name?
Yeah,
What's her
when she was a
maiden name?
teacher, she went by her maiden name.
Jones.
'cause it's-
Jones.
Yeah, no, Smith.
Nobody can pronounce my name unless they're Hispanic or Italian. So
Yeah.
he never
Well,
uses it.
Right. Okay. Hey, let's do an ad for all these people. Okay. Rich has his own class where he tells you how to deal with these liars. It's every Thursday morning, 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to talk to it, it's a reasonable price. If you want to talk to him about it, you can ask him any question there, and look, he'll tolerate anything and answer you almost anything. And you can ask him if he likes Rich Rosen Posen or Posen Rosen better. He answers that even. Okay. Rich at cornerstonesearch.com or Moore, Moore, essentials.com to find out about the course. Okay. And these two guys, they are Tommy Pistachio Alascio and Ernie Marino. They appear on.
Moreno, not Marino.
I knew that was
Football.
coming. Sorry, but it's always been Marino for me. He's never corrected me. Okay. Okay. But if you at 12 o'clock noon, or is it 12:30? Fridays.
12:30, Friday at 12:30.
Yeah, let me finish. 12:30 Fridays Eastern Time. Go to the Recruiters Roundtable. It's a Recruiters or Recruiter Roundtable.
The Recruiter Roundtable.
TheRecruiterRoundtable.com, and they have a show with lots of people calling in. You can ask any question, and it's more technical, and it goes into the weeds more. I guess the people there don't have ADHD. They're what do you call it? Autistic, and they like going into those details. Okay, and Tommy has another show again for anybody to ask him anything. Ask a recruiter, ask a headhunter, right? Ask a headhunter.
Ask a headhunter.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
you work with all these shows. You're like, who was that guy? Who's the guy who used to do what's his face on American Idol there? What's that guy?
I think John popped in because we know we're talking about advertising their shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what
That's what we're advertising this
He's
show.
on the side, and then all of a
Okay,
sudden,
but I
Well,
gotta
let's ask Tommy. How is he gonna answer this incredibly basic question?
Hold on. Is this record? Oh, I'll wait till
Yes,
after.
we're recording.
Yeah,
We're
this
live.
is
Everyone's
recording
recording
now,
by
okay?
17 different tools.
Yeah, relax.
Okay, Tom, ask a headhunter 5 o'clock, and you can find out the link at therecruiterroundtable.com.
Correct.
And then once a month, he's got a Loxo show, applicant tracking systems,
Yeah.
you can- and job and
Richard's favorite
anything
show.
you can talk about. Okay, that's on Thursdays, or the third Thursday of every month. Again, the link is at therecruiterroundtable.com. And finally, Dominic, has a show tomorrow, Thursday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern time. And he has a tentative title, Quota Killer, but he's not using it, even though it's terrific. Okay. It's you just look at his name, how it's spelled here. Dominic, he spells it Domenic. I couldn't find him once because I spelled it wrong.
It's tricky. He's got every vowel in the universe.
If you're a recruiter, you got to be resourcul. So find a
There
way
you
to
go.
figure it out.
Yeah, I did find you eventually, okay? And his last name is Maiani. Usually I ask him how to spell it, but now I'm just reading it. You can read it too, right off the page.
So
Does anyone want to add anything about their shows?
Dom's going to get out of it right now. He's going to leave.
Yeah, now he's got an intuition. Hey, I can plug my show if I come on for 2 minutes right
Oh,
now.
I didn't even know you guys were talking about. So I was on a call.
Oh, we're kidding. Okay, don't tell us that you didn't know.
Your timing,
Okay,
your timing was perfect, though.
okay. What about this? I saw Scott Gallagher. Are you guys familiar with him?
Gallagher or Galloway?
Galloway, that's it. Sorry.
Scott Galloway's great. Yeah.
Okay. He was saying that failing and being able to recover from failing is the most important thing. Now, is that for everybody, or really especially salespeople have to, because I posted, and Al Ciano said that you should ask a sales candidate, what are the benefits of rejection from your perspective? Do you like that question? What are the benefits of rejection? Anybody like
you
that?
always learn more from the
Wow.
losses. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't really
Every no is closer to a yes.
Exactly.
Why do you learn more from? I think you learn more from success. You learn what works, not what loses you. What makes you lose.
No, man.
No.
You learn from both.
Yeah.
What not to do and what to do. No, they're both just as.
Okay, but he
equally
said you
important.
learn more from what.
You do. What do you? All right, you win. I closed the deal yesterday. What did I learn from it?
I'll do it again. Whatever I did.
Okay, but if I lost the deal, now I'm going to think about it. I'm going to study. Hey, what didn't work? Where did this thing go wrong?
That's why I lost. Okay, that's why I was rejected.
No, because you know what? Because you either cut a corner, maybe you missed a little step here or there. You took your rifle. I can just throw for sales or for whatever. You throw a guy in, maybe he just wins, but you don't really do any work on it. You just you tossed him over the fence and he won. Did you study it? Did you figure it out why?
That's how
Did
I
you make
want.
a repeatable process?
That's the kind of life I want. Okay,
Yeah,
where I
well,
win.
And those aren't learning experiences, though. Like,
Exactly.
if you have a good
I've
candidate.
lost
you
more
throw
than
the
you.
fence
Okay,
and they
I've
hire.
lost more than
That's
you,
not a
and you
learning
can tell
experience.
I haven't learned anything. Okay.
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh boy.
Animal, you are an animal.
I'll
You
give
are-
him the rebuttal. There is a rebuttal. You can say to that. Look, I golf. When I golf, I swing the club 10 times more than Tiger Woods. I haven't learned anything.
There you go. I'm right. Aren't
Well,
I?
you have failed a lot too. That's true. That's very true.
Okay, but
Yeah.
and then Al says there's a follow-up question. Whatever the person answers, you say, how many rejections did you get last month from a first sales rep? Do you like that? Like you actually confront him or her. How many rejections did you get last month? Do you like
I
that?
don't want to know the answer.
Hey,
I mean, honestly,
for us, it's higher than anyone, I believe. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
ours is one of maybe if you were selling like
door-to-door
cemetery
salesman,
plots,
basically.
door-to-door sales, but for professional sales like us, we probably fail. We get
Every-
rejected more than any other industry.
Yeah, I mean,
Except
every sales
baseball.
guy fails more than any other industry for sure.
Yeah,
I
we
mean-
fail 90% of the time.
And that's if you're good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're failing way more than that, probably.
If you're good at failing,
If you're good at failing, yeah.
Donna, last month, welcome back, Miss Bangs. Okay, last
That's
month.
the only
how-
reason I'm here. I have no time, but I'm like, he
How,
needs to
okay,
see.
I'll ask you one question. In the last month, how many offers did you extend that were rejected?
2.
Oh, okay. These guys claim you learn more from rejection than from success. I say no. What do you say?
I think, I don't know. Like rejection to me is like 50 phone calls and 47 are rejections. What did you learn from those 47?
Well,
Well,
hold on.
on,
Give Donna a chance. What
on
did you learn from
on
those rejections?
on the inside, one thing that I've learned is people are now getting multiple offers again, which
Yeah.
they weren't before. For a while, we were the only game in town hiring. So
If you're hiring good people, they're getting multiple offers.
yeah,
You're
well,
hiring good
hello, that's what I'm doing. I mean, it's not my first rodeo, Rich, but
I'm just saying,
uh,
the people you were hiring before were not very good then if they weren't getting
no,
multiple offers.
but no, that's what I'm saying is, no, the market's turning.
So-
So that one of the things that it can show me in this industry, in this niche that we have, I can see that the market's turning again. It's getting to become more of a candidate
Yeah, but
market.
what does
so.
it tell you that you've learned about your own practice? So come on.
It's about my company's practice that we're gonna have to look again at our salary bands to make sure that we're staying competitive as the market's becoming more.
Good,
competitive.
amen.
Yeah. You know, when she goes to her manager or VP and says that, they're going to say, you're a dope. Okay.
Nope,
Forget
they
it,
said-
honey.
They said you're right, and we'll start doing that. But the only problem is it won't be reflected till January.
Look,
but
we
yeah.
got Scotland here. What happened?
Hello,
everybody
Stephen.
here. Okay.
Oh man,
I just got to go back.
let's
Sorry.
delve in now. If I'm going to be
This
on
guy
call.
is so aggressive. Okay. This guy is so blunt and aggressive. I want to know what he would say to a candidate who's got internal contradictions in the story he's presenting. So Stephen O'Donnell, if you're asking, you're a predatory listener. That's how okay. And if you ask questions and the candidate says one thing, 10 minutes later, she says something else, what do you do?
Then don't lie, Stephen.
Yeah. We can't hear you. Okay. He
That's
says
a good way not to
nothing.
lie
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, mute.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
okay.
I've only just appeared and you've put me on the spot, is what I'm saying.
But you go,
so-
come on, you got so much experience. If you can't recover quickly, I don't know what's wrong. Okay.
So basically, what do I say to a candidate that's lying to my face?
Yeah, and Ernie says I can't work with you anymore. Tom says I'm hanging up. Goodbye. Okay. Or Rich says, okay, well let me present you to a client and see what happens, and then he tells him no, there's no interest. Okay.
Rich,
That's all the suggestions we've had. I've given you
Rich is nobody lies to Rich.
Exactly.
I
No,
reckon I'd
Tommy
give,
says, Tom says nobody lies to him.
I'd
Anybody
give
got
them a chance to come clean. I say, look, you can't lie to a lawyer. Let's establish some facts here, and we can work with
I
that.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
James Connery's giving us advice. I love it.
You can't kid a kid.
You said it with that accent. So
I know, like James Connery, you know.
James Connery.
There you go.
James Connery. Very good, Rich.
James Bond
Not a
Sean
problem.
Connery.
or Sean Connery.
That guy too. Any one of them.
Well, much money, Penny.
his brother.
Okay. Oh, here's one. What's your favorite tool that you cannot live without, that you generally really believe helps you? Okay, now everybody was raving about Cluely a few minutes ago.
That's the one I can't live without. Cluely.
Yeah, okay. You just heard about it. Okay, two minutes ago. Rich, what's the number? You love tools. This guy said Claude is a tool he can't live without anymore. You've got all these tools now. Which is the one you can't live without?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're all the GPTs are a must. If you had to pick one, I would pick any, like whatever.
Hold
Claude.
on, you wouldn't pick a contact information finder like
Yeah, we can
Chatterworks?
do it all with Claude or ChatGPT or whatever else.
I've never heard you say that before. I've never heard you say
Yeah.
that. Dominic
Well,
has
it's-
said,
Are we talking like ATS and email aside? I
Yeah.
agree with Rich.
I mean, ATS is not, I don't know if I wouldn't consider ATS as part of a text. I don't know if it'd be a tool per se, but I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one thing, ATS or ChatGPT, I'd pick ChatGPT every day.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy, you're next. ChatGPT,
I'm
right?
Rich's things, but I would have the ATS before ChatGPT. I mean, that's
Okay, but then which
then
would you
well, typing mine, right? So
Type-
after that,
typing
typing
mine.
mine. Yeah, that's
Dominic,
so much for me.
Claude-
It's amazing.
Claude or Perplexity? What do you use? Claude, right?
Whoa!
135 a
Rich
month.
Perplexity, not
You already, you already
comment.
said it. You already gave your answer. It's too late.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So
You're
sorry,
being
Perplexity
liar
comment.
from now on.
Perplexity comment. Yeah,
No,
Perplexity
but I'm
comment.
asking the tool freaks first. Dominic, you have something to say? You're plugged in. Can you hear us?
Yeah, all of them, depending on what I'm doing.
I said your favorite. Okay.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick
They're
one.
all my favorite if they're making me money.
Okay.
Making you Cruz's favorite child.
Ernie,
Yeah.
are you? I don't know enough about all these tools.
But you know what, Tommy, if you're using Comet, especially, and use the assistant, I can have that find my candidates, find me the companies to call, find me the contact information, Like,
Oh, it's amazing. It's
It is.
absolutely
Okay,
Yeah.
comment. That's the answer. Okay,
Yeah.
comment is the answer.
yeah, it is. That's why. I mean, if I had to pick one, I wouldn't want to live without my ATS. But if I had to pick one or the other, I can write down shit.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Typing Mind versus Comment and Perplexity. I'm taking Perplexity Comment over Typing Mind,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
and I love
Wow.
Typing
Who
Mind.
could believe we get an answer that's so clear? Anybody else want to get in on that or challenge that one? No?
I'll answer that. I'll use what Dominic, Rich, and Tom said.
You're asking the question so hard to answer because
No, you guys came up with an answer. I'm
the
blown
tool
away.
is very-
Come on.
it's ambiguous, right? So if you're saying, okay, because what about email, right? Are you going to give up email? Is that a tool?
No, that's a basic function. Like I'm not saying give up electricity in
sure.
your home or something like that.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I can't take this crazy anymore. I gotta go, guys.
Okay.
right.
Well, it's almost
See you,
1
Rich.
o'clock.
I gotta go. See you guys. Ciao.
Last question for Tom. I got 2 questions for you. Keyboard Maestro. Have you tried that? It's for Mac users. No.
What is it?
Okay. I posted a link for you in
I use a
my group.
mechanical keyboard, but I'll check it out.
No. That's just a name. Okay. And what about Little Bird for Mac? Have you used it? Or is it little? I think it's Little Bird. Yeah. No.
I don't
Okay.
even know what keyboard work faster with Mac OS Premier Mac. Oh, it's automation software. You know, I'm not super keen on automation yet because I get very confused with it. Dominic's always helping me with it.
Dominic's into automation 100%.
I'll check this out.
Isn't he?
I'll check this. Yeah, he is. Yeah. But I'll check out Maestro. It's only $36.
I'm going to thank everybody. Ernie Moreno. I like Marino. Okay. I like
Little Bird.
Marino. Tommy Alascio Pistachio. Dominic Miami. Miss Bangs. Okay.
What's Little
Donna
Bird?
Carroll. And all the way from Scotland. Stephen O'Donnell. Thanks, everybody. I had a very good time as usual.